Mhm.
Mhm.
Thank you, Melanie, for suggesting that we do this. I know that a lot of us were supposed to be in Vegas right now on a free trip that we worked hard to earn, and a lot of us, or some of us, earned the same trip last year, and it was an absolute blast. So hopefully we get a redo, but we're just navigating through this craziness together, and luckily we have our community to do that with, figuring it out together. So I really just want to go ahead and get started. My name is Fawn Strickler. I live in Fort Worth, Texas with my husband and our one son. I've been partnered with Monat for 2.5 years. And gosh, I mean, if you're joining us right now or you catch this, the recording, this is just a panel of us that are going to give you some of the ins and outs of what we do and why we do what we do for our families. And I wrote down my notes because I'll just swirl and go down rabbit holes. So that's why I'm going to look down. So the 5 of us that are going to speak are all over the place. We all have different backgrounds, different dynamics, but this virus has affected all of us. We've all been affected by this. Some of our husbands are working from home. Some of our husbands have had hours reduced. We're all trying to homeschool. We're trying to run an online business and help our teams in the middle of this explosive hyper growth that our company Monat is experiencing right now. And it's not a bad problem that we have. It's actually a great problem that we have. And it would be us doing a disservice to others to not share this and not talk about it. You know, I think that it's just never our place to decide if this is or isn't a fit for others. We never want to just assume that others don't need this. But I understand that you want to hear it and digest the information from afar. So that's why we're doing this call, so that you can decide whether this sounds like it would be a fit for you and your family. Okay, so this whole e-commerce, social selling, influencer, affiliate marketing thing is not a trend. It is a direct reflection of consumers and what consumers want, how consumers want to shop, and it's a direct reflection of our economy. So we're going to just chat and tell you a little bit, you know, where we were before Monat, and then how we got into Monat and why we chose Monat. I think that's the most important part, and the most important message here is when you're looking for this kind of online, digital, work at home type of business, there's a lot out there. But how do you know? How do you know how to read a compensation plan? How do you know, from how to differentiate from one company to another? Because I can tell you, not all companies are created equal at all. Not all compensation plans are created equal, not even close. Not all companies have the 3 most important things that you need: a consumable product, timing, and a compensation plan that actually pays you significant income. So anyway, I'm just going to give you a few stats. Last month, overall as a company, we welcomed 12,000 new business partners or distributors. We refer to them as market partners. We had 50,000 new customers join our VIP family, and it was the 3rd highest month for Monat in the 5-year history of this baby company. It was our 3rd highest month in the middle of a pandemic. So I'll leave with this, and then I'm gonna pass it over to Lauren. The skincare industry is worth, I think, $128 billion. Hair care is worth about $88 billion. But the number one trend, the number one thing that consumers want in the beauty industry is not makeup or hair care or skincare. It's naturally based products, and not just any naturally based products. They want very clean European standards. I mean, people want good products. So it's not, it's not just like, okay, Monat's a shampoo company and we launch skincare. There's so much more that people don't see and don't realize that goes into these products. And the company takes such pride in our ingredients, in our standards, and we do pass the European standards. So I'm going to toss it over to Lauren.
Okay, so I am going to give you guys a little bit of a brief background of me, but I want to keep it short because Fawn said to keep this to 4 to 5 minutes. And so I actually started as Fawn's customer. We've known each other since we were like 11 years old. When Fawn started, I was one of the first people that she had approached, and I was a hard no. And I wasn't snobbish about it, but I just didn't really think that it was going to be successful. But I was happy Fawn found something because she had just come off chemo and all of that, and I knew she needed community, she needed good products, whatnot. So I supported her as a friend. And then I sat on the sidelines and watched entirely way too long, 8 months actually. And I saw her rolling around in her caddy, so I'm doing all these things. And I'm like, okay, it was the trips. I saw her going on all these fun trips with girls, and I love to travel. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to give this a shot just for free trips. Why not? And so I joined. And at the time, I was an associate director for an architectural department for a university. And I was working 50, 60 hours a week. I was working on my master's. I was one of those people that could have said I didn't have time, but I found time. And quite frankly, it was easy to kind of blend into my life. So I started rocking and rolling. I earned some free trips. I got to pay for a lot of really, really nice trips for me and my family. I took my mom to France last summer, something that I had dreamt about for a long time, all with money. And so I was able to start doing all these incredible things. And then after a while, I started making enough of an income that my husband and I were like, should I just do this full time? I was really burnt out in my current job. My quality of life, I feel like, was pretty low. And I just didn't really have anything that I was passionate about. And so I caught the vision of this company. I caught the vision of this industry too, and realized that if you do find the right company, that you can be quite successful in this industry. So I went for it. Actually, March 8th, 2019, it was my last day. And then let's see what.
Did we lose her?
Looks like it.
Okay. If she hops back in the next minute, she probably will.
She did say that her phone died earlier.
Oh, there she is.
Just trying to get back on. You're back.
Sorry, I don't know where I dropped you guys at. What's the last thing you heard, Fawn? Can you guys hear me?
You caught the vision of the company.
Okay, so I caught the vision of the company, and eventually I made enough money that my husband and I had decided that I could step away from my job and do this full time. And then we decided we wanted to start a family, something we didn't expect. Sorry. And so what I wanted to really focus on is what the company has done for me really since then. At that point, it allowed me to enjoy a pregnancy like in my way. I know so many women who, Fawn and I like to giggle because before we were pregnant or had experienced that, we'd be in corporate America and there'd be someone falling asleep, a pregnant mama falling asleep because she's exhausted. And I got to have a completely different journey with my pregnancy. And then now that he's here, I get to have a completely different journey with maternity. I get to determine my own maternity leave. I get to decide if I want to be a stay-at-home mom. If not, it's also, besides just for our family, for me personally, it's just given me a passion to focus on. It's also helped me kind of reignite one of my passions, which is interior design, and just by giving me extra free time and additional mental clarity. I don't have this, the stress of being stressed out in corporate America and being burnt out and hating my job. It's just allowed me to like live life. And so that's what I would just tell people. I feel like whenever I talk about it, people are like, well, I might not want to do this full time. And I always tell people, like, that's okay if you don't want to do it full time. Think of it as like, what if it allowed you to hire a cleaner, or to hire somebody to mow your yard, or to just be able to afford the vacations, things that free up you and your family and give you a quality of life that you may not have had otherwise. And so whether you are looking at this from a part-time or a full-time, I just really focus on that quality of life because it's really, really important. And we don't know, when our time will come. And I think that a lot of us here have had experiences that, have made us realize that life is really, really short. And so this has just allowed me and my family to be able to focus on what's important. And so I know that it can do the same for you all as well.
Thank you, sister.
You're welcome.
Stace.
All right. Hey guys, my name is Stacy Lee. If you don't know me, I know a couple people on here, Carolyn and Courtney. Thank you guys for joining. So my story, I started this business about 4 weeks right after Fawn. So Fawn and I met when our boys were about 7 months old, and became really good friends. Our boys are still really good friends. And so we had always kind of talked about maybe doing some type of business. We were both stay-at-home moms, and we were both just kind of had like an entrepreneurial spirit, and just thought, well, like, God, this is kind of boring being at home, but like, could we do something and make a little extra money? And she started this business right after I'd had Nolan, my second. He was about 4 weeks old. Well, he had just been born when she started this business. So I kind of watched what she was doing, and then I basically was kind of out of FOMO, that I was like, I want to do this with you. I don't even really care what it is. I think I just want to do it with you because I think it'd be fun. So that was really my whole thing. Like, I just said, I want to do it with you, and we'll see how it goes. I had no intention of it growing into any type of business whatsoever. Like, I literally just did it to do it with her, and to also give me kind of like, I felt like I needed something outside of being mom, like a purpose and identity outside of just being a stay-at-home mom. So that was kind of why I started this business. And both her and I, we kind of ran with this business really fast. We didn't even know what was happening. And we were just, like qualifying for trips and making significant paychecks. Like, and we were both kind of just, blown away. And we, I think both of us kind of were very skeptical of, direct sales companies, and just didn't really ever give it the time of day, or, we just didn't really know. I don't know. I guess we were kind of just, we didn't have a lot of knowledge about it. But like Fawn said at the beginning, I think what attracted us to this company, or I guess I should say attracted her to this company, and I just followed along, was that the products, that everything was there. The products, were something that people need. It's a trend, like she said, the naturally based. The compensation plan is, I think we're paying like about 15% more than like our competitors. And the timing, when we started, we were in year 3, and it's, we're only in year 5, and the best time to join a direct sales company is between years 4 and 7. So we're still like in that really sweet spot to where you can join this type of business and really make life-changing income. Like Lauren was saying, and I think even like Fawn was saying, this business can be whatever you want it to be. You can, go for the car. Like Fawn got her Cadillac in less than 6 months, or right at 6 months. So we have a car program. I don't know if somebody's going to talk about that, but we have a car program. She got her car pretty quickly. But then you can also just do it to make $200, whatever it looks like for you, you can do it, your way. You don't have anybody telling you you have to do it like this. You can spend however many hours you want. You know, obviously, like what you put in, you get out. So, you know, if you're expecting a $5,000 check and you're only putting in an hour a day, then that's not going to happen. But, you know, like as a stay-at-home mom, I fit this in when I can. I just kind of weave it in my day, you know, especially like right now, I kind of had to readjust and figure out how that was going to look for me. And so, you know, when I have little breaks, I literally just fit it in little pockets of my day, and nap time at night or whenever I can fit it in. It's a lot of fun. You know, like Lauren said, you know, kind of brought up some of her passions. Like for me, like I used to be a buyer, so I did a lot of product development. I did a lot of creating and using my brain, like in that, you know, that part of my brain. So I have 2 boys and they're not very creative, or they don't want to be creative with me. So being able to be creative in this and make this business what I want it to be is something that I absolutely love. I love helping people. So being able to help people, you know, grow a business, or just being able to help them with their hair. Like I get so giddy when somebody sends me a picture back and they're like, I can't even tell you how long my hair's been, you know, like this crap or whatever. And now it's like this. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, this is so awesome. So, so both sides of it, I love getting to help people, you know, and it just kind of fills me up and gives me that, like, you know, yes, being a mom is my #1, and being there for my family and getting to be able to still be at home, but still being able to use my brain and use my, you know, being able to be creative and all of that. And so, yeah, the income for me has, you know, like we've been able to go on trips. I've qualified for 5 trips with the company. You know, one of which we're supposed to be on literally right now. You know, things for the boys that maybe I wouldn't have done, like extra activities, things like that. I, you know, indulge in extra self-care for me. Like I will go to the spa and get a massage now, like every 6 weeks or 8 weeks or something like that, because, you know, I think that's important and I have this extra income to do that. So that's me and kind of why I do this business. And Fawn wanted me to kind of also go over a little bit about our gratitude. Like our company is very, like, what's the word? Like we're just grounded, I guess, in gratitude. So we have our family, it is our family, but our owners of the company are from Venezuela, and they have this huge culture. Like they're just like such vibrant people, have huge hearts. Like it's almost like you pinch yourself when you get to hear this family speak. I mean, they're all 100% involved in the business. Their daughter, Lou, she's in charge of our gratitude program, and she is on top of it. Like we literally today just announced that they can't, so we don't currently have hand sanitizer. Like that's not a product that we carry. We do, you know, hair care and skin care, but we don't just have like hand sanitizer. Well, they developed it like quickly, made the bottle, made the product. They're sending 40,000 units of it out to hospitals, and they've actually sent some out to like homeless shelters in Florida. And then they're taking another 200,000, and for the next 15 days, they're going to put 1 in every single order for free that are going out to customers. So our gratitude efforts, it's not just like a every now and then. It's a daily thing. We focus on families, children, and what's the other one? Education, and kind of building bonds and communities with these, you know, different areas. And we do this across the world. So I'm going way too long, Fawn. We're in several different countries, US, Canada, the UK, and where am I missing? Poland. So anyways, all over we do these gratitude. Every time we go anywhere on a trip, we always do some type of gratitude, you know, effort when we get to that city. And I don't know, am I missing anything? Oh, she wanted me to talk about, that we were able to build 2 compassion centers on the border of Colombia to aid refugees. So it's a huge part of who we are. You know, it's like we're like this big family, and you feel that when you you know, join into this business. not just with us as like a team, but just as like a whole. You really get that sense. And I think a lot of people don't get that if you're in a corporate environment or wherever, like you just don't get that sense of belonging and love, like true, like, you know, they really want you to feel like you're taken care of and, you know, make this what you want it to be. So that's it. Sorry, that was long.
Thank you. That was perfect. Jen, do you want to go?
Sure. Hi, I'm Jennifer Hall. My story is quite different from what you've heard so far. I met Fawn a few years ago. I worked with her husband, actually, and she approached me about trying the shampoo when she first started out, and I was very anti-trying it. I was very anti-MLM. I was a hater, and I was polite. I was just like, no, thank you. And God love Fawn. She doesn't give up. It was probably a year later, I finally agreed to try some samples, and I tried it. Loved it. I had been on a health journey, and I was trying to eat better and be clean. And I was like, why am I not thinking about what I'm putting on my body and not just in my body? And I think one of the things that also hit me was, like we said, Fawn had just finished chemo. And I was like, if she's using this, it's got to be good stuff. Like, she's not going to put crap on her body. So that was in July of 2018. December, I started playing with the idea of selling it. And not really signing up to sell it per se. I was more of, I want the discount because I love the products. And even when I signed up, I told Fawn, I'm like, I just want the discount. She's like, okay. And I think somewhere in there, she said, that's what we all say when we sign up. I was in corporate. I worked in corporate America for 19 and a half years, a couple of years with Fawn's husband. And my husband. And so we all are number nerds. And as stuff at corporate got kind of rough, if you know me now, you'll be like, she is definitely not corporate material. I'm pretty passionate and pretty sensitive. My skin's not super thick. And I didn't like where corporate had went to since I started. I started working in corporate in the year 2000. So it's taken a turn, and things kind of got rougher and rougher. And my husband and I looked at the comp plan and saw what that could do. We looked at the numbers, talked about it, and we're like, you know what, let's just do this. So I slowly started working it more and more to get out of corporate. So I left corporate in May of 2019, and I've been doing Monat full-time since then. And it has not only the financial, because you've already heard that part, but just the mental and emotional well-being I have gained from leaving corporate and doing this full-time. I'm a better person, and I work on myself better. Monat definitely promotes self-development. It's and it's a faith company. Like, we pray at meetings, and on Sundays, when we have events on Sundays, they have a church service. Like, it's brought me back to who I used to be. I'm a better person than where I was when I was in corporate. In the community, I mean, I went to Monations last year in September, and I'd met Fawn a couple of times, but it's like immediately walk up, hug each other, hug Stacy. I'd never met Stacy in my life. So it's just the community. And if Monations is huge, and it's getting bigger and bigger. And I'll never forget Lauren. I had never met Lauren either. And she's over there waving. She's like, I have a seat for you, because Fawn had told her I was coming. And so it's just amazing what this team is like. But I live in Idaho, and Fawn and Stacy are in Texas, Lauren's in Missouri. Like, we're all scattered out, but you still have these calls where you're a community. But also, there's people where you live that are a community with you as well. I had moved to Idaho in November. I know no one here, but I have found my shampoo sisters, and they've taken me in with open arms. And the thing I love the most about this company, because you don't get this in corporate, is they want you to be successful, even if it does not affect them. The girls here are very supportive of me. They let me bounce ideas off of them. They give me ideas of what I can do. We have group events together, and you don't get that sisterhood other places. Financially, it's been great. And I think like Stacy said, I focus a lot on self-care. Like I can go get a pedicure now. And I'm like, I made the money, it's fine. I've made my car payment. Just the little things that help bring a little stress off. So that's kind of, it's just been so good for me. I have a hard time putting it in words. And last year, I will say this last thing. Last year was a pretty rough summer for us, or for me. And I had 2 deaths in the family that were very traumatic. One unexpected, the other one she had cancer. But I was able to take that time off and be with my family. I did not have to, talk to my boss, see if I get the time off. Did I have enough vacation time? Like I got married in May, took a week off in May. June and July I was home for my aunt's memorial service. And these girls that are on here with me, well, most of them that's on here with me were, go take care of yourself, go take care of your family. You're in our thoughts, you're in our prayers, but go be with your family. And that's not the environment I was used to. And that's been really hard for me to kind of adjust to, but these guys are so great about it. And then in August, September-ish, again, another death in the family, and it was the same thing. I remember actually I changed planes in Dallas, and the phone's like, where are you at? How long are you going to be there? Like, sorry, wrong airport. But it's just the love and the support you get in this company is second to none. I've worked at one public corporation. I've worked at a partnership private corporation, and I've done one other network marketing company. And what I receive here, this is my landing spot, and this is my vehicle to help other people and do better things. I've started volunteering because they're such a gratitude company. And so I think for me, it's been what they give me, and that helps me do stuff for other people. So that's kind of it. Anything else, Fawn?
No, that was amazing because I've watched you evolve, and gosh, I can't talk. I mean, I can't talk or I'll cry, but I've watched you evolve, and you're someone that has so much grit and tenacity, and you, like you said it, Monet as a company wants all of us to win, and they want to pay us, but our actual culture and the community and the women that we run with and lock arms with, they want you to win. And I will say this about money and finances: your why has to be so much bigger than money. Your why cannot be money. So what does that money represent? And that's what Jen's talking about. She's talking about how she could have freedom, time freedom, focus on her health, focus on her family. And that's what it's about. Your why cannot be money. So anyway, I'm going to toss it over to Melanie. Thanks, Jen.
Yeah.
Hey, wow. So that, hearing everybody kind of just tells you the type of person and the type of leader that you are, Fawn. Everybody just wants to support you, and you, Fawn, are a great leader. And I just want to personally take the time to thank you for offering this opportunity to us, because our lives have been changed through that. So thank you. And it's been wonderful meeting everybody. So basically my story, I originally signed up as a customer, and honestly, I just bought just to support Fawn, because I wanted to support, local businesses and my friends. And I was, though, interested in the products because I had just had 3 kids and postpartum hair loss, y'all. Come on now. It is no joke. And so on top of, I was using, grocery store shampoo, my hair was so damaged. And also a little backstory, I also had a major hair struggle. I'll get into that a little bit more, but I say that because I've always been just low maintenance for my hair, and I don't really wear makeup. I usually have my hair pulled back. I just wore it down for y'all today. And so my hair and skin, they've never been a huge priority to me. And so I wasn't really looking for a hair product. But I say that because I want to make a point that when I started, I really didn't start for the business aspect of it in the beginning. I wanted to support her. And one day, I finally bought the products. I I used them and I fell in love after that, and what it has done for my hair has been awesome. It's actually given me self-confidence that I didn't know that I wasn't having. And that's part of what I want to bring to others too, and our customers, is that when you feel good and you look good, that helps you to feel good, and you can give that to others. And so one day Fawn, nonchalantly asked me, she's like, you should just do this with me. And I looked at her and I was like, no, there's no way, I don't have any time. I'm so busy for this. And I just started my leadership coaching business. I have 3 kids. I recently left my teaching job to stay home and raise my 3 kids. There's no way I could add one more thing to my plate. And, but there is one thing I know, and that is that one of our biggest regrets can come from a missed opportunity. And so I'm a person of faith, and before I make any decision, I try to pray about it. And so after she asked me, I prayed about it, and I was very surprised at the quick and loud yes that I got when I asked God, is this something that I should do? And earlier I mentioned I had a hair struggle, and honestly, it was one of my biggest struggles in life, because back in 2007, I had lost all of my hair to alopecia, which is an autoimmune disease. And when I asked God if I should join this company, what he revealed to me that night when I asked him if I should take this step to do this, is he revealed to me that he gave me this experience so that I could help others. In the journey that I was on from losing my hair, and how I believe God healed me from that immune deficiency in me, and how I have also found freedom in other aspects of my life through this journey. That's a story that he was writing in me, and he wanted me to use this platform with these products that work, and merge the two together as kind of a ministry to help mend others from the inside out. And one of the things that, if we talk about the products for a minute, that sets us apart from some of our competitors in our industry, besides we were the first direct sales company in the market, besides, that we're one of the best, if not the best. Fawn could probably give you the stats on that in the industry, is that we have our staple product, the Rejuvenique oil, that we call Liquid Gold. It's our staple product, and it's infused in about all of our products except for a couple, but it's at it's right here, I love it. It's at such a small molecular level that it penetrates all 3 layers of the hair shaft. And so it reaches the inner cortex, and it literally mends our hair from the inside out. And so these products are kind of the worldly, what the product can do for us is what God, I think, is helping me to use these products to actually mend the person from the inside out. And I don't know if I'm explaining this well, but the people that he is bringing me through this company are people that are coming to me with hair struggles, but they have other inner struggles too, because of maybe postpartum, they're coming to me. So they're having struggles as being a new mom, or thyroid issues. That's an autoimmune deficiency. And so we're talking about, things for that. And so it has really it's been crazy, and it's blowing my mind how God is using this company. And I think he's done that because I've just given it to him. And one thing he just put on my heart right now is that he wants us to have an abundant life. And I think I'm speaking to somebody who might think that they have to struggle in life. I think it's in John 1:16, I think. He wants to give us grace upon grace, favor upon favor. He wants us to live an abundant life. And this company literally can give you that financially, but also through what some of these girls have talked about, with the sense of community, and, going on trips and having time to do self-care. In leadership, I'm a leadership coach, and one of the main things you need to do is to take care of yourself, because you can't give to others what you first don't have yourself. And that was one of the biggest surprises that I didn't know, and a bonus when I joined this company, was the training and the growth, and just the training they give us in this company. I know I'm starting to get passionate. I get on a soapbox, try to stop, but that was a huge surprise for me, because like Jennifer has said, I have grown so much, and personal growth has been a huge thing for me always. And just joining this company is worth, you could start as low as $199, and that alone, the training you're going to get is worth that. But aside from that, you're going to get products for the $199. And then I always like to mention there's different ways you can join, but one of the highest ones is $799. And if you join at that product pack, you're going to get $2,000 worth of products for $799. So that's already paying for itself. But then whoever invited you to this call can show you in 1 month how you can earn $2,000 in 1 month. That's how generous our comp plan is. And so you can make your money back like that if you're willing to. And so whoever, asked you to be here can show you how to do that. Sorry, I'm going off on the soapbox. But I just want you guys to know it's been a huge blessing in my life. And I always just want to add value to other people who want to make a difference in the lives of others. And you can do that in this company, aside from the product, aside from making money. Like, that's what we can do. We have an opportunity to help others. So.
Amen. I can tell you that God's hand has been all over this company. And I think that's why we have the numbers that we have, and that we've seen the success that we have, and that people, just normal, average women, like right here, I am no one special. Like, I'm the most boring stay-at-home mom. I am nobody special. But I truly, like what Melanie was saying, Melanie's amazing, and she's so much smarter than me. And she's like born to do this, because I wasn't comfortable being a leader. None of us really start this type of opportunity or walk into this. And we just, know what we're doing. None of us know what we're doing, because none of us have ever done it before. But all the women that came before us, and how simple Monat makes it for us and gives us the tools and resources. And like I said, they want to pay us. They just make it so simple. So God's hand has definitely been in this, and we just continue to see growth and exponential growth. Like, what's happening in this company right now is not happening anywhere, not in corporate America, not in any other kind of direct selling space. To have our third highest month in March, it was higher than our November, which is our highest month of the year because of Black Friday. So like I said, when you're looking for an opportunity, or you're looking at a company in the direct selling space, you want to know at least what they have to offer, as in a consumable product. But is it, what is it? Is it like the #1 shampoo in the world that other people can't recreate? Another brand, another salon professional brand cannot touch our ingredients. They're patented. Do you have timing? Are you joining a new company, like Stacy said, between years 4 and 7? Think about Mary Kay. What if this was Mary Kay, 60 years ago? Think about that. And then the compensation plan. You want to be paid on your efforts. Time is money. You want to see a return on your investment. And there is no, building a business, there is no right or wrong way. That, you can start this, and it might take you, 6 months to 2 years to grow it into the kind of income that you want it to be, because maybe you're still working your 50-hour-a-week job and sprinkling this in where you can. So it's not, the comparison is the thief of joy. You cannot compare what I've done, or what Stacy's done, or what Lauren's done, or what Melanie, no, you cannot compare that. It's just not worth it, because there are girls that have quick success, and there are girls that have success 2 years later. And you just have to understand that business is business. It takes years for people, 5, 7, 10 years for people to grow a sustainable business. Okay. So never, ever compare your beginning to someone else's middle. And like they mentioned, I'll tell you really quick, because they mentioned that I had come out of chemo. When I started, it was strictly products. Someone gifted me, a sweet friend of mine gifted me these products after I had completed 9 rounds of chemotherapy. And I did my research, thorough research. I was very aware of what I was putting in my body and what I was putting on my body and my family. So whatever I was going to bring into my home, I researched it. I was that girl, you know. I had to be right. I had to know all the things. And so before I accepted her gift, I was like, no, hold on. You know, I'm not just going to take your expensive products if they're not clean, non-toxic, you know, all the things. I'm not going to go put cancer-causing carcinogenic chemicals on my body. And she was like, nope, all good. You know, you can research away, which I did. And then I graciously accepted her gift. And I started to use the products, and I had incredibly fast results. And the business, you know, the first 3 weeks I used the products, the business wasn't, honestly, to be very, very, very honest here, I didn't know it was a direct sales company or network marketing company. I didn't realize that's what she was doing because I wasn't on social media, you know, here and there, but I didn't see what she was doing. So I just thought she gave me this fancy shampoo as a gift. And she was, you know, convinced it was going to grow my hair back super fast, and it did. But I didn't know it was a direct sales company until 3 weeks later. And then I realized what she was doing, and I asked her some questions because she was a very close friend. We actually were roommates in college. Her husband and my husband are best friends from like literally preschool. So I knew if this girl was doing a direct sales company, which I looked down upon at that time, and I was very ignorant, I had no idea. I just was like, well, why is she doing this? Like, I want to know more, right? Before cancer, I was a wedding planner and a small business owner for almost 8 years. I pretty much retired from the event services industry because my husband was offered a job in Texas, and we followed his career to Texas. So I left that industry, and then shortly after moving to Fort Worth, I was diagnosed with cancer. And after my treatments and after my cancer-free, you know, diagnosis, I was looking at having to go back to work because my medical expenses were a lot, and my medical debt was a lot, and I wanted to relieve some of that pressure from my husband. So she gave me this shampoo, and I saw what she was doing, and I asked her, I said, okay, I want to know, just, you know, we're friends. What was your paycheck? And I want to know. And she told me $2,000. And I said, no, it's not. This isn't a legitimate professional sales industry. This, you know, I couldn't believe that. But I was right. It's not a sales industry. I was right. It's a relationship industry. And so when I looked at the opportunity, and I knew, I had a gut feeling this was going to be a big deal, a big, big deal. It was the first company of its kind. It was the Mary Kay of hair care. I just had a gut reaction, like, I got to do it, because I was looking at having to go back to work just to help contribute to our family. And I was desperate to not have to do that, because I knew I couldn't go get a part-time job that couldn't pay for daycare. And I didn't want to get a 9-to-5 because that would take too much time away from my family, and my family would just get the leftovers. I'd already missed months of time with my baby from being sick and having radiation and couldn't hold him, couldn't rock him to sleep. I was determined to make this work. Like, I ran like my hair was on fire, and I didn't have any. I was wearing a wig, selling shampoo, asking people to join me, do this with me, and I never stopped. And that was 2.5 years ago. And I think that there is something in this industry for every single person. And all of these girls on here don't have to run their business the same way I do. And that is the most beautiful thing about this, is that we can all do it part-time, full-time. You know, you weave it into your day, fit it into the nooks and crannies. And like Stacy said, if you want $200 a month or $2,000 a month or $5,000 a month, we can show you how to do that. Because this company pays us back 50%. That is 15% more than the average in this industry. The standard average is 35%. So we have all the tools and resources. It is absolutely risk-free. For me, I was just, sure, it's shampoo. How am I going to fail at shampoo? But there's a 30-day money-back guarantee for all of us, even business partners. So it's just, there's just no risk. And it's such a teeny tiny minimal investment that you will make back thousands of times. I've paid for a Disney trip. We've bought a reverse osmosis water system for our house because that was important to me. Gosh, I mean, yes, earning the trips, having a company pay for my car, sure, all those things are great. All those are attainable goals. But for me, it was always about the products, and it was always about my passion for non-toxic, safe products. And I wanted to get these products on as many heads that I could. And I just don't ever stop talking about it. And if I can help someone make their car payment or earn a trip or take their family to Disney World, that's what I'm here for. So if anybody else has any questions, anything they want to say, I'm going to stop talking. We are recording this. Thank you guys for appreciate your time so much. I appreciate you girls. You mean more than the world to me. But if you have any questions, reach out to the person that invited you to watch this. And if anybody has anything to say, go ahead. Otherwise, I'll let you end it, Melanie. Thanks, guys.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.